Thank you so much for your time, Kehlani. It's been 3 years since you've been
Yes.
turning everybody's head with your debut album, Sweet, Sexy, Savage. You're back with your second, and I quote, more mature album, as you like to say. It was good until it wasn't. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And before we're going to dive into your music, I saw that you're reading All About Love by Bell Hooks.
Yes.
What is it? How do you like the book?
I love the book. It's making me analyze my definition of love and how that's evolved. It's making me look at my definition of love as a child and how that integrates with my definition of love as an adult in my personal romantic relationships and as a parent to my daughter. Like, it's a really introspective book, and I love that it's so confrontational. It's not just like the typical self-help book of like, it's soft and things like that. It's really like low-key digging at me. So I appreciate that energy.
Yeah, I can totally imagine that, because that's why I thought it was so funny when I saw that you're reading that book, because I thought that these are also the subjects that you're kind of like touching on your album.
Oh, wow. I didn't even make that connection. So tight. I mean, maybe when I get further into the book, I'll have like a, whoa, this is what she was talking about moment.
I love that. I love that. And it was good. It was good until it wasn't. Is like an album with no upbeat pop songs, just straight up R&B, sharing your honest feelings without what I feel like worrying about airplay. Was that like a scary decision for you to make?
Not really. I mean, I just knew I didn't care about that this time. Also, I've had moments in my career where I made songs specifically for airplay, and they didn't even do what they said they were supposed to do. Like they didn't get the airplay that they were projected to have gotten when I was told to make them. So it was like, this shit is a scam. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
just make what you like and like worry about the people that love you and will support you. Don't go chasing anything, because half the time the songs that even get the airplay, people haven't even thought twice about. They made it out of love and it happened to go crazy. So
Do you remember the first time that you realized that it clicked in your head, that you were like, you know what? Fuck it.
yeah, it was when the label had gave me crazy and told me Distraction wasn't going to be, it just wasn't a radio song, or it wasn't a song that was going to be bigger. It was going to be one of the deep cuts that like my fans was going to love. But my fans didn't really love Crazy, but they really loved Distraction. And then the radio ended up picking up Distraction. So I was like, maybe I should trust myself just a little bit more.
That's so good. And I also know for you, it was also important to make a more mature sounding album. How has the birth of your daughter influenced that?
I mean, she just leveled up my maturity all around. She made me more aware of my decision making. She made me more aware of what I project and put out into the world, because she's right there receiving everything. And she ultimately just made me more aware of just me as a human and how I make room and time for myself, not just holding space for, other people. So
Yeah. And how does that come back in the music? Do you think like the lyrics are more mature, or maybe even the production, or maybe everything together?
yeah, I think it's all of it. I think majority, for the most part, it shows me, for me, more in the writing. So yeah, and I think that that's just me deciding to dig deeper and sit in kind of like the more personal, emotional moments, rather than like getting over it type of songs, which I think was a lot of my old music. It was very like, let me get up and get out of this and get over it. And I feel like what was special about this project is when I had a feeling or a negative emotion, I sat in it and allowed myself to feel that, instead of, trying to hop up out the jam real quick.
Wow. But that's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but ultimately it's kind of therapeutic.
Yeah. And you've been working a lot with a very close friend of yours who has been really challenging you with your songwriting, right?
Yeah, I mean, I worked with a lot of my close friends, Ombre, Destin, Nija, Favo. It was Raj. It was a lot of really, really, really dope people, mostly even people in my household, which is Ombre and Destin, who I've, grown with in the past, like 5-6 years of us just being really, really close friends and family at this point. So being able to write with people that you trust, and not only trust as human beings, but, artistically and musically as well, is, I think, just like the best experience you can have, and the most expensive as well.
Expensive in what kind of way?
Expansive.
Oh, expansive. I thought expensive.
It's definitely the cheapest for sure. Like, we can write in the house, so it's definitely not expensive.
That's a good. Also, sound-wise, I feel like you've been very experimenting on this project, stepping outside of your comfort zone a little bit, especially when I think about the song with James Blake.
Oh yeah, for sure. That one felt different to me. I was getting a lot of comments from people that I really respected musically, that I don't take risks enough, and not in any type of negative way, but just that I can get very comfortable in making the stuff that I either grew up listening to, or that I've sang for the past 5 years, because it's kind of like my little world and I'm good at it. But I try to challenge myself and make more mature, more just different sounds. I think Grieving was definitely the best example of that.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the song must have had like an extra layer, since I know that his music helped you through depressive episodes, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm not the type of person that wants to listen to depending on what type of upset I am, I'll either want to like dig deeper into that and listen to kind of like spacier, darker stuff like a James Blake album, or I'll want to go all the way fully inspirational and get out of that feeling. But as I started growing up and maturing, I wanted to experience the darker stuff when I was actually going through it, just so that I could like understand my feelings more than just like push them away.
Yeah, because also ever since you started making music, you've always been very open about your life and the things you're going through. How do you protect yourself in this business? How do you stay safe?
There's spiritual protection that I think every human should take part in. That's very private and sacred. And everybody does it in their own way. Everybody connects with. Everybody prays to who they pray to. That's important. Having a relationship with God is really important. Also, just surrounding myself with like-minded people that I'm very adamant about connecting with on a regular basis, and doing things that prioritize what actually makes me happy versus what's projected on me to make me happy, and then building the world around that. So I feel like that's how we all stay safe as a collective. And I mean that collective as my household, my close circle, friends of artists, is just really protecting, our hearts. And a part of that is focusing on like real, genuine joy.
Have you ever thought about closing yourself off a little bit more from the outside world with your music, or is that like no option?
I think musically, like, this is kind of the price that we pay. Not the price that we pay, but it's just like, this is, even if I feel like genuine artists, even if no one was listening to us, we would make the music and dig ourselves out from the inside and throw it up onto the art that we make. That's just what we do. We just happen to have listeners and happen to have an audience who was witnessing it with us. But true artists are always going to dig ourselves out from the inside. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's no way to protect that musically, because this is what we do, or else it wouldn't be art, Yeah. But to protect myself and like my private life, it's just only as I grow up is, being a little even more private than I normally am with everything that I'm experiencing.
Yeah. The recurring theme on this album seems to be love, healthy love, if I may add. What is your most healthy relationship in your life right now?
My most healthy relationship is with God, for sure. I think that's always been the healthiest relationship. I think it's the healthiest relationship we all have, because even when we're not healthy, even when we're not exactly participating the best on our side, we're shown love and taken care of and loved unconditionally and rooted for unconditionally. So that's definitely the healthiest. But then besides that, of course, my daughter, because that's the most unconditional love I've ever experienced,
Yeah.
in human form.
Yeah. And when you were celebrating the anniversary of Sweet Sexy Savage, you said it's been an album that healed you and saved your life. What has It Was Good Until It Wasn't done for you?
It Was Good Until It Wasn't, I think, made me a better person. I think that it allowed me to be more accountable with myself. It allowed me to sit with myself and address myself. It allowed me to become stronger in my boundaries. It allowed me to navigate what would have been a harder relationship for me to navigate years ago with ease this time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that Sweet Sexy Savage saved me, because it came at a point in my life where I mean, even the love songs on Sweet Sexy Savage are about the transformation of me as an individual and me saving myself and so on and so forth. But this one, like, really allowed me to be introspective and just address things that I had to do to change to become better.
I love that. And then I have one last question for you. I don't know, maybe, I don't even know if you're listening to other people, their music right now. You might be too in love with your own project, which I would totally understand. But is there maybe...
once it comes out.
Sorry?
I don't really listen once it comes out.
You don't?
Nah, I mean, it'll come on, but you gotta understand how long artists sit with the project before it comes out. Like, I've had this album on my phone for ages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've had the first song I made in this project for a year and a half. Like, it gets to the point where, especially after I've shot videos to it, like, I skip a lot of the songs on the project when I'm running through the project, like, even when it's about to come out, because I'm like, man, I just had to hear this song like 72 times to shoot a video. But I'm definitely, if you're asking who I'm listening to,
yeah,
Destin Conrad, Ombre, both incredible, both people I write with. Their music is like next level. Fabo is an R&B artist that I like a lot from LA, Phabo. Joey Pert, as far as rappers go, love that.
If I had to play like one song after I air this interview, which one should I play on air tonight?
You should play Fubu by Ombre.
All right. I'm going to play Fubu by Ombre. Okay, I think I have it. I want to thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you're not the biggest fan of doing interviews, so I really love that you wanted to do this with us. I don't typically like the typical interviews, but good conversational ones where you can tell people actually care about speaking to you, like this one is, it means a lot to me, so I appreciate you too. Thank you so much.